Of highly effective endurance athletes for what? To get your ass out of bed. It's time for the Morning Loop. Morning tonight with Keith and friends. I got a new sound. I don't got the other one. I got the bagpipes today. Let's get up and dance. All right, so that's what happens when the internet goes out for a second. Endurance is business. They're one and the same. It might be some of the most exceptional dancing I've seen in my life. I said, I know. She goes, the way you move your hand, the way you move your hips. She's like, you might even show like some of those dudes that are awesome dancers how to dance. More crunches with the gold embossed.
Yeah, man, come on. We do it different over here, man.
I would never say that about your dancing because I don't even know if your moves would classify as dancing.
Stop hitting the snooze button or you will miss my dancing. If I keep being me, people keep showing up. That's how it works. That's how we're all just keep being ourselves here. That's how it works here. I read a story this morning about a man who ate over 700 eggs in 1 month, who revealed the toll on his body.
Remember the story? There was a good chunk of that time where I was eating these set of a bitches with the shell on. So I guess we got a deal.
So those of you tuning in right now to the Morning Loop on Mornings in the Lab, we're talking about eating eggs. There's some gentleman that ate 720 eggs in a month, and John Anderson talking about crushing whole eggs with a shell. Like this idea of shoving an entire egg in your mouth and crunching the entire shell. So there's nothing left, John, like actually nothing left.
I've made videos saying if you have a woman that deals with the stuff like I got, you need to thank her. You need to be appreciative because she is a fucking.
I dated a bodybuilder at one point, and the protein fart gotta be the worst part in the world.
The self-made man myth. Yeah, there, I said it. Yep, grit and grind matter. But no one makes it to the top alone. Eminem had Dr. Dre. Steve Jobs had Steve Woz. Serena Williams had her dad or her sister Venus. Hell, I got Marty. I got John. I got Tina. Daniel gets up every single day, taking care of, leading the charge with his wonderful family. Daniel, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, seven wonderful foster children.
I remember the day my wife asked me, would you ever consider fostering and adopting? And I looked at her and I said, oh, hell no. I'm not going to have to, I don't want to ever parent a child like I was growing up. It inspired me to actually train over 50 foster families on what it's like, the good, the bad, and the ugly of fostering and growing up in foster care.
When your mate really loves you, they will be brutally honest.
It's crazy how we go against things that we never thought we would do. You end up doing them and it ends up being the greatest thing you've ever done.
The power of our moms. Richie, when I met you and we've talked many times, what struck me is when you went through, you had your incident in overseas and lost your arm, came back home, mom gave you the fishing rod, the fishing reel, and she empowered you to live a life of possibility.
When I showed up in the hospital, she had my fly fishing rod. What am I going to do with that? But she knew I was something I identified with. Once I got back into it, it made me realize anything is possible.
If I were to create a fake news post right now and drop it in a pod, the 200 or 300 people that engage with it and comment on it don't even know that it's out there and it's fake news. Our youngest, a little girl, she was drug and alcohol exposed in utero. She spent 2 weeks in detox after she was born. And within 4.5 months, part of her small intestines had died. So they had to reattach the large and the small intestine. This is the power of community. This is the power of being able to have connected human conversations.
Harvard did a study that 85-year-old people, when they were dying, what did they say? It was social connections, what they missed, right? It wasn't worrying about cholesterol. It wasn't worrying about their social media accounts. It was that social fitness that they talked about.
Fitness and business aren't about shortcuts. Always remember a journey and not a sprint, and be careful how you jump back into it. Recovery, that's just as important as the workout. You gotta recover. Don't ignore your rest. Make sure you hydrate, make sure you stretch, make sure you warm up, or you're gonna pay for it. Establish your foundation. And remember, there's no shortcuts in fitness, just like there's no shortcuts in business. Prep work matters in both of those, right? Or you'll be left in pain wondering what happened.
Business is endurance. Endurance is business.
The bottom line is consistency, right? And you're right. That's the same way in the workplace when we're starting to, whether it's a startup or we're trying to raise the bar, maintaining that consistency and silencing the noise.
You don't wait until your teeth are falling out to start brushing your teeth. For Christ's sake, brush your teeth ahead of time. so that you don't lose your teeth.
We prioritize business over sleep. We prioritize, it's going to sound messed up, but we prioritize family over sleep, which of course sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice sleep for your family, but it shouldn't be to the point where you're getting 3 hours of sleep every night.
If you had a shitty night's sleep, guess what? You do not get to train. It's your sleep is what allows you to have the opportunity to train.
Just because you're going harder doesn't mean that you're being productive. Sleep resets that.
The habits we're talking about this morning are going to help you get through life, frankly. But while we're wrapping in the title of Endurance Athletics, business is about endurance.
Your kids, they don't give a shit what you say. They care what you do. Your kids are 75% more likely to live the way you live. If you're a smoker, they're 75% more likely to smoke. Whatever dumb shit you do, they're 75% more likely to do that dumb shit as well.
The guy's getting up every single day and leading a tribe, a troop of these young children that need leadership, that foster children, adopted children, and Daniel and his wife say, hey, here's our house, open the doors up and welcome them in. That is humanity at its finest. The pain is temporary, the results are forever.
I've trained myself that no matter what, somebody's carrying me off that fucking hill.
Like, you can't break me, so you got to develop that confidence, and it might not be talking like that for you, but you got to find what kind of talk works for you.
I think the biggest thing is that people need to understand that even coaches have coaches, and that's a huge part of what makes someone successful is their support group.
Stop, pause, pick up your phone, tell your partner you love them, send them a picture, send them a message, because you know what? I just got one from my partner and it made me feel exceptionally freaking awesome.
I focus on single data sets and trends, not how Garmin compiles multiple sets and tells me how I'm doing.
Don't sit around and do nothing, but embrace the rest so that you can get ready for tomorrow. We are building this morning show right in front of you guys, the airplane that's flying. We're building it as we're flying it. We build business athletes. We build superheroes. We help you guys get unstuck. We help you guys hit those big audacious goals.
Sharing your story is simpler than you think.
In a world of AI, in a world of fake content, you never know what's real, you never know what's fake. You want to create a personal brand for yourself and you put yourself out there, they know it's you. They know it's you as a real human being. If you don't like our show, go tune in somewhere else.
You need to develop your body so that it can build on itself without those things.
You're going to realize that you don't need the things you thought you needed because the power of the mind is far greater than some sort of pill or potion.
Johnny's a hell of a storyteller, man. That was one of the best stories I've heard in a while.
My heart's really out to people that foster and adopt because the world needs it.
These habits are highly effective for every stage in your life, whether you're starting with a cup of coffee or getting some rest and recovery in your day or tracking your macros, your macro activities throughout your day.